A long walk home. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another double barrel shotgun of horror. Let's see what happens. Let's not even faff around. I see. Oh. Right, okay. I move around. I move my direction with the left and right keys, and then I move forward and backwards using the forward and back keys, or the W, A, and D. So I didn't use my mouse at all. I see. This is an interesting control scheme. I have never experienced something like this before. I see. How strange. Okay, so apparently I'm trying to make my way home, and the bus doesn't go all the way, which is rather fitting of how my life used to be if you replaced bus with train. Okay. I don't know which way up this road we're supposed to go. I'm just sort of picking a direction randomly and hoping, but presumably it's not particularly near if the name of the game is anything to go by. Oh dear. Perhaps it was a good thing I got off the bus. Doesn't seem like the bus people had much fun. Can I make my way past this, or is this a barrier to make me go the other way? No, I would assume this is a barrier. Hello? Is everybody alright? We're covered in blood. You've got broken arms and broken legs. Oh dear. That's terrible. But then again, I hear red's coming into fashion, so maybe it'll be alright. Okay, so I suppose we'll have to go the other way now. Is there a sprint? No. A jump? No. There's apparently nothing. Okay, so maybe this is why it's a long walk home. Because you have to keep going the wrong way. I was going to say, the sound design's quite nice. They haven't overdone it on the crickets, which is something that happens very, very frequently in games where they use crickets for background noise. They very frequently overdo it. But they haven't done that here, which is nice. The footsteps aren't horribly close together, as they usually are. What other random things did I witter on about to fill this incredibly empty piece of road? Oh, is this my house? Or is it the house of a murderer? Tell me what this road reminds me of. I don't know if you've ever seen The Prodigal. The Prodigy is what I'm trying to say and failing miserably. A horror movie. Started out with a scene very much like this. A deserted, deserty sort of road with house nearby. It started out very similar to that. I wonder if that's what's going to happen here. Can I go inside? Can I click on the door? Nope. Can't press E or space now or anything. I can't. Okay, can I go over here or not? No, apparently not. I can just sort of gyrate up against the wall as if I'm trying to mate with it. Okay, that's a new one. Okay, so I can't go around the edge of the veranda. And I definitely can't interact with the door. Okay, maybe this isn't my house. Maybe I don't live in the house. Maybe I live in the shed. Maybe I live in an underground bunker. Maybe I'm one of those types of people who lives in the desert. With my tin hat and all such other things. Okay, so I'm assuming there's been some sort of a storm, judging by the number of trees that are down. See if we can see anything else. Don't know, I must say, I don't know who put this this fence up, but they certainly like their right angles. Okay, so we've got ourselves a water tower. And more downed trees. What's that? What's this? Oh, just some bales of... some big rolled up bales of hay, I think. Okay, so I venture to suggest this is not my house, and that my house is in fact further up the road. Okay. I wish my nose would just make up its mind. Sneeze or don't. Stop holding me in this sort of horrible purgatory. Oh dear. The purgatory of sneezing. Good name for a first novel if anyone's looking for one. Okay, here's another seemingly identical looking house. Oh, it's just a branch. Sorry, I thought it was something rearing its head. Okay, no, it's not the same house, it's different. Not seeing any more breaks in the fences though. So we're obviously in some sort of farmland, I would assume. Pretty kind of the council to put up all these street lamps. I must say we don't get that round where I live. Okay, so there's a barn. How spooky. A barn? I don't know, there might be a tractor in it, or maybe a plough, or maybe even a cow. Some sort of utterly horrifying thing that would scare the living life out of anybody. I tell you what's scaring me, the fact that I can't get past this bit. I appear to have gotten myself stuck. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, what have I done? Give me a minute. Oh, look down that lonesome road before you travel on. Well, guess what, kiddo? I have looked down this road and I've decided it is thoroughly empty. It's as empty as a miser's charity donation pot. Let's see what other things are in here. It's as empty as Medusa's little black book. It's as empty as my bed. It's as empty as... That noise wasn't there before. That noise wasn't there before either. Okay, the sound design's all of a sudden picked up and it's cut out my stupid joke. Okay, never mind. Well, we're nearly back where we were before. I swear, these noises were not here before. Is something chasing me, is there? No. Okay. Okay, well it would appear walking around the sides of buildings isn't a very productive idea, so I won't do that anymore. I'll just get confused about the sound design, which wasn't here before. I absolutely swears it. Right, okay, is there anything around the back of the barn? No, just another small gap that's probably going to get me killed. This is some freaky music, though. Okay, can I go in here? E, space, click, Q, shift, tab, no? Okay. I don't know if there is an interact button. I don't remember actually seeing any controls for this game. I'm not sure whether we're about to be abducted by aliens or just set on fire by a maniac. Spooky. Spooky-licious. Okay. I suppose we must keep walking then. I suppose it is called the long walk home. If my house was next door to the bus stop, it wouldn't be the long walk home. It would be the relatively short walk home when compared to other walks that I have undertaken. Which is a much less catchy title, so I can understand why they didn't do it. Sounds like there's loads of flies in there. And flies in horror games usually represent dead bodies. Ooh, what's that? Is that on fire? Or is there just some sort of satanic ritual going on over there? Ooh. The trees have come down and they've taken the wires with them. And I wish I could look one way while walking the other, but I can't because it's... You just walk in the direction you're looking. What have we got over here? Aha, another abandoned... Well, not an abandoned house. Technically, these places have all been abandoned, but another dilapidated house. To flex my vocabulary a little. Interesting. I used to have a house a bit like that not far from where I live. It burned down when I was very young. It was all gone. Wouldn't even know it was there now. Okay, so all of these houses are very, very empty of life. Which is good. If there's nothing living here, there's nothing that can kill me. I hope. Unless it's full of vampires and zombies instead. What is going on? What is that? Judging by the flies above it, I'm guessing, and the rough shape of it, I'm guessing it's the corpse of a horse? Or maybe cattle? Very large cattle? Yes, I'd guess large horses or large cows, perhaps. Alright. I'll leave you to your dinner, and I shall trot off. Okay, so there's some very tall corn or something here, which I must say the corn we get in this country is not like cornfield levels of corn. You can't like run into it and hide from a monster in it. It's usually only about knee high in this land, but never mind. Oh, we're coming to some sort of a end of the road. Yes. End of the road and start of the noises. What's that? Oh, it's a bush. Sorry, it was just a bit of shrubbery. I got scared of both bushes. Okay, so that road's blocked. Pray tell, what shall we find down here? Sorry, this is what I get for reading a Shakespearean play for the sake of a stupid comedy video. My vocabulary suddenly increased slightly. Okay, so we've lost the tarmac. Now we're out in the dirt. Actually, with the loss of the tarmac, it's starting to remind me slightly more of Australia than America. Not quite sure why, though. Possibly it's the cattle. Since cattle isn't usually something you see in America very much. I don't know. I'm trying to think of literally anything I can say in order to fill this extremely long walk. Oh, what's that? The red lights are returning. Along with the water towers. Man, I don't know how much this fence must have cost, but all of these posts and all this wire must have cost a lot of money. More dead animals. Charming. The vegans won't be happy. And again, they never are, am I right? Sorry. Stinky. Oh, what's that? Some sort of a big tower? Quite possibly. Ooh, this is the first one on my side of the fence. What is it? Honestly not sure. Actually, to be honest, it could just be a body underneath a bag. Well, underneath a blanket, rather. Could be dead bodies. I don't know, it's very hard to tell what things are in pixelated horror games. You've got much less sides to work with. In my imagination, it was the road getting narrower. Like, drastically narrower. Okay, hi. Now, are those the talons of some terrible creature, or the tentacles of some equally terrible creature? Oh, gosh, it's like Hermaeus Mora. Oh. Or the claws of a huge demon. Or just the legs of a spider. Oh. This suddenly got a lot more unsettling. Oh. I don't like this. I should emphasise that. In case my facial expression wasn't quite enough to convey, I don't like this. This is not happy fun times. This is, oh my giddy aunt, these things about to go up my bum, not happy time. Oh, I don't know the ones that hang down either. Oh! Did I win? Did I win? Did I lose? Did I take too long? I don't know. I don't know if this game has multiple endings. That was actually surprisingly scary. I was thinking this game was a bit of a bummer actually, because it didn't really have an awful lot exactly going for it in terms of like actually stuff happening. I mean, it's a good setting, but it was kind of drawing it out, and I was a bit confused as to where it was going. But wow, I actually quite liked that. That was actually really good at the end. That was really unsettling, really disturbing, and the build-up was actually pretty good, possibly because it kind of lulled you into false sense of security with how everything was nice and happy at the beginning, but then all of a sudden everything went horribly wrong. Okay, I don't know if you can get home or not. Perhaps you can. Usually, if you can, it doesn't restart you. It would go back to the main menu, but that was spooky. That was crazy. Okay, I actually thought that was really good. That was surprisingly good. Certainly turned my expectations around. Okay, so that's the first game. Let's get into the second game. See if I can be equally spooky. Hamilton. No, not the play that everyone was written on about a while ago. This is a horror game. It has been 3 weeks since my best friend disappeared. She went to Hamilton Forest with her boyfriend, and nobody heard from them since. The police say they formed a search of the area and found nothing. They said that further exploration was too dangerous and that the risk to the search party was too great. I can't imagine how you must feel, the officer told me. His blank gaze failed to meet my eyes. But you can't go looking for them. When I woke up this morning, a mouldy page was laying on my living room floor. A set of coordinates, written in what I immediately recognized as her handwriting. It's the dead of winter, but I don't care. I need to know what happened. Oh, whoa, okay, this is different. I've never seen such a monotone game before. Well, I suppose it's not monotone, it's missing person. Oh, I can't even read that. Alison Baker, I'm assuming. Last seen Hamilton Forest. Please call, and then the number at the bottom. If you have any information, please call a number I can't make out. I see. Nice hair. Reminds me of Nora from Fallout 4. Right, is there a sprint button? Yes, there is. Okay. Okay, so we're in a park and we have to look for our friend. What's this? Seriously, what is this? It looks like her backpack. I must be getting close. Oh, okay. Okay. So she definitely passed this way. The wind is blowing and the snow is snowing. Wind is blowing, snow is... Oh yes, I can weather the storm. Just trying to remember what the name of that song was. Sorry. Completely random offshoot that nobody cares about. Okay. We're going to meet a Yeti or an abominable snowman. Please. Remember, this why she doesn't come back. Maybe she met the abominable snowman. He's actually much nicer than people think he is. Warning, extreme hazard, no rescue beyond this point. These her boots? Her boots? Why would she have taken them off in the cold? I don't know, maybe she had itchy feet. I don't know, maybe the abominable snowman has a thing about feet and that's his cost for passing. Maybe just like people wearing boots in his house, you know, you can come in but you have to take your shoes off. I mean, take your own shoes off, not take his shoes off. You don't have to go to somebody's house and say, you can come into my house, but only if you take my shoes off first. That would be a very weird house. I wouldn't be going for tea at that person's house. Oh dear. A blank sign. Seems like no rescue, but also no sign writers beyond this point. What's this? Her notebook? Her diary. Looks more or less intact. Maybe there's a clue inside. I got this really strange email today about this old place in Hamilton Forest. Apparently it's super haunted due to some crazy dark stuff that happened there years ago. Not sure if it's legit, so I'll bring Jack along just in case. The cops were always super strict about staying out of Hamilton, so who knows, maybe something cool. The next page is torn, her handwriting is barely legible, shaking, surprisingly uneven, like she was writing with her eyes closed. It's been going great, a really strange haunting. Sure if it's legit, but might be something cool. Bring Jack staying. I can't remember if his name was Jack or Jake now. Interesting. So perhaps something haunted was going on and the police didn't want people going out. Caution, too late. Hang on, that's her. With blacked out eyes. Or cave. Ooh. A secret facility. Secret bunker. What's inside? I have a flashlight? Yes, I do. I never appreciate things always being the same in horror games. If there's one thing I will always appreciate, it's the flashlight is always F. Like, it's something I can always get behind. Oh, this reminds me of some of the bunkers in Fallout 4 as well, actually. Broken screen. Either that was just one of those stickers that people put on front of screens in order to make people think they've smashed them. Okay, this door is locked. Or at least jammed in some manner or another. Right, this one. Oh, this one's open. Ooh. It's like a nuclear bunker or something. Some sort of ancient safe place in a war. I don't know. Very spooky though. Very quiet as well. Unnervingly quiet. What's that? Oh, a skull. How lovely. Probably more like Cold War rather than Second World War, judging by the fact there's computers. It's almost impossible to completely restrict entry into the exclusion zone, simply because it covers too big of an area, which borders multiple towns in the region. People wander in all the time, and the amount of missing persons reflects that. Providing extensive warnings about some fake dangers has proved to be ineffective, given they don't usually dissuade the foolhardy. It's hard to lie to families about why the police can't send search parties out to look for their loved ones. It's harder still to stop them from doing it themselves. I see, so there's some sort of conspiracy going on. Some secret they're trying to hide from the local people. Some terrible, terrible thing is down here. I see. It's very nice to see a horror game that does storytelling through words for once. I think that's one of the reasons that Fallout always used to have such a great charm, was because it did such fantastic storytelling. So many games seem to neglect that these days. Okay, there's some stuff in here. Did you hear that? There were footsteps. The bin. Anything in the bin? Interesting that it says bin and not trash can. Which I would have expected, considering this place is presumably in America, judging by the amount of snow, and we don't get that much snow. Upon entering the exclusion zone, individuals are immediately at risk, though evidence suggests that the chances of them being affected by the phenomenon is linked to their distance from what is currently thought to be the centermost point of the zone. Satellite imagery shows that this area contains an as of yet unexplored cavern located within the eastern region of Hamilton Forest. All attempts to reach the cavern have been met with failure. How do you find a cavern with a satellite image? Surely a satellite image would tell you about the route, would tell you about the top, and a cavern would be under the ground. Do I want to go that way, or do I want to go over here towards the footsteps? Well, it seems suicidally dangerous to go towards the footsteps, so I suppose I should do that. Oh, another locked door. I see. It would appear we are doomed to enter the belly of the beast, whether we desire it or otherwise. I see. Nice ornate bit of architecture on the staircasing. There's blood on the floors. More locked doors. Really get a locksmith in there, really cutting their house price value by cutting off access to so much of it. It's locked as well? Yes, indeed. Okay, what's that? By that second computer, there's a chair on the left. What is that? Hello. What are you doing turning up to work, legless? I'm sorry, that was an absolutely horrendous joke and I'll never make it again. Now, is this going to be an English day or an American day? We'll judge from the fact it's an American day. Okay. 6th of March, 1994. I'm giving this letter to you in confidence, as I don't want to incite a panic, but this is urgent. The most recent occurrence has forced us to re-evaluate the estimated outermost perimeter of the exclusion zone. Assuming, as we have been, that the zone is a perfect circle, our data suggests that the Hamilton Forest monitoring station lies within the bounds of the exclusion zone. I am forced to conclude that the only reason we have not yet been affected by this phenomenon is that the station lies so close to the edge that the probability of an event occurring is extremely low. Please be reminded that I cannot provide any information that indicates what the chances exactly are, as we still do not know potential triggers and have not been able to find any meaningful patterns or indicators which would inform us of an imminent event aside from our proximity. I am proposing an immediate evacuation under the guise of the writing stops abruptly, and there is an old Polaroid photo lag next to the Oh, that's lovely. And no, I'm not just talking about the cuts of his jeans, I'm talking about the fact that he seems to have broken his neck. see. Oh, this is starting to make me think it's more like an SCP. One of the big spooky geographical ones, rather than the semi-boring, slightly phenomenal ones. As in phenomenal, as in it has a phenomenon, not as in phenomenally good or anything. What was that? What was that? Oh no. It was like the gurgling of some horrible stomach. It was used to a diet of human bottoms, and human faces, and human feet, and human everything else, if I'm honest. To be honest, I don't think they're that picky. I think they'll just probably eat me whole. No, no, with a W, for goodness sake. Honestly, what's wrong with you people? What's wrong with my voice? Sorry. That whole little sentence was terrible. Okay, putting aside the horrible innuendos. Hello? Right? I see, he's wearing some sort of blue overalls. It's her. I see. Is that all we're having? I suppose it is. Okay, so we found my best friend. What about her fellow, her knight in shining armour? Where's he? Are we searching for him as well? Or are we going to get out of here? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Oh, the devil in the deep blue sea. It didn't take long for the authorities to figure out where you had gone. Mysterious clues, supposedly left by those who had perished in the exclusion zone, had led many to meet the same fate. Rescue attempts were pointless. The police would say you perished in a car accident while searching for your friends. Your body burned beyond recognition. Your story ends here. Wow! That was really good! That was honestly really good. That was genuinely really nice. Sound design was really spooky. The visuals were actually pretty attractive. I wasn't too sure about it at the beginning because it seemed a bit dull. When we actually got into the bunker, it was actually surprisingly good. Many people do bunkers and they do them in a really boring fashion. They just do rusty wall after rusty wall after rusty wall. But that was actually pretty good, and the design actually seemed believable. It actually seemed like it could be a real bunker from somewhere. That was actually really good. I really enjoyed that, and the storytelling was fantastic. It was lovely to see a properly good story told in writing, rather than trying to tell it through another medium, which so many horror games do these days. That was really good. I actually really enjoyed that. That was really fun. Okay, that has been an actually surprisingly enjoyable double barrel shotgun of horror. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Look after each other, and good night.